record. There it goes. Hi, my name is Joko. I'm an English teacher and an academic coordinator at a school. And pretty brave of you to do a piece on online about education in a room full of educators. This is not an official question, obviously. The typical teaching situation of a teacher and students in a classroom, will not exist by the year 2050. To what extent do you agree or disagree? This is definitely not an official question. Give reasons for your answers and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. All task 2 questions then follow with that, but that's not how I know. Okay, my color coding here, purple is task response, blue is coherence and cohesion, yellow is lexical resources, and green is grammar. Alright, so now the emergence of latest communication. Latest is a superlative, so all superlatives need the emergence of latest communication. Oh wait, I know I'm forgetting 358. Did I really go back that far? Alright, so the question is typical teaching situation. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, now the emergence of recent years have witnessed the rise of online learning platform. I'm missing an article there of online. Well, it wouldn't be because there's more than one of online learning platforms. Okay, now you don't need so much introduction. Now this is where it gets confusing. Considering the excellence and variety offered by these platforms, okay, you mean the online ones, I partly disagree with the notion. You disagree with the notion that the classes will disappear because, considering the excellence and variety of these platforms are so good that I partially disagree. No. You want to say I can only partly agree. You partly agree. I guess if you partly agree, you partially disagree. But that's should be partially, not partly. That interactive teacher-student classroom environment. Are you in marketing? Okay. Interactive teacher-student classroom environment. God, it's the classroom. Will not exist beyond the year 2050. Okay, and so you take this very complicated, confusing sentence, considering, then you follow it up with an although. Inherently, although questions are requiring you to make a contrast in your brain. Okay, although this is true, this other thing is true. So they're work. You have to work to understand an although sentence. Although these online learning resources can take over the education sector, really, in theoretical and, oh God, I hate this word, soft skills based, all right? Soft skills. Leave it with the soft skills people. We really, those of us born before the year 1977, I guess, we don't know what these soft skills are. What is this word? Soft skills. Don't throw it in there, I guess, without explaining it. Soft skills based. You should have your hyphen between soft and skills. Theoretical and what are those? The theoretical and soft skills based. I don't know what that means. Okay, although, but. No, you don't use although and but in the same sentence. I don't mean to be annoyed, but I am. But those what? Oh, those requiring hands-on learning. Are those the students that require it or the subjects? We'll always need traditional teaching methodologies. There's a difference between a method and a methodology. Online teaching is a methodology, I guess. What you're talking about are methods. Methodologies are what are used within the classroom, not classroom versus online. Its methodology is communicative versus task-based. Those are examples. All right, what do we have next? Oh, and you know what? I forgot the whole reason I came here. Which doesn't. Okay, so body paragraph 1. Now the instructions ask us to agree or disagree with an opinion. Okay, it does not ask us to present both sides. And when you use the connectors, when you use between your paragraphs, the paragraph on the one hand, or on one hand, I guarantee you there's an on the other hand coming. I know it because I've already looked. But those are appropriate for discuss both views and give your own opinion question. But if you're setting it up, if you're using those in a opinion essay, it shows that you don't understand what kind of essay you're trying to write, and it definitely shows a mechanical use of connectors. You put on one hand here because you always do. It's mechanical. It's just, automatic. You don't use, it's not asking you to discuss both sides. You can, but just don't use those connectors. On one hand, technological advances have changed the way we learn. Okay, so on the other hand, they haven't. All right, so after on one hand, when you're using it, you have to present the view. You have to present the meat and bones, the heart of it. Are you having a discussion about whether or not it has changed the way we learn? Of course it has. On one hand, technological advances have changed the way how we learn. No, there's a mistake there. It's blue because of its connectiveness. Okay, and then online learning platforms have taken the education industry by storm. Well, by storm is informal. We don't use that. And what are you doing? Are you writing a second introduction? Because what does that have to do with how you partly disagree with the fact that that's your point, isn't it? That you partly disagree? So you got two sentences there that serve no purpose. Earlier students relied on teacher, just one. No articles, nothing. Just teacher. On teachers and books. And then, I guess that's a typo. Obviously, you started the next word with a capital P, so you meant to put a period there. Platforms like YouTube, Coursera, and Udemy, platforms, plural, have opened up new horizons of learning possibilities. Taken by storm, open new horizons of learning possibilities. How does that answer the question about what's going to be like in 2050? It's just more like a third sentence of the introduction. And then you just go straight to an example. We got 3 sentences of general broad statements. And then, in a recent study, 70% admitted. You admit something when you say something that you don't want to say. Admitted that they had a better learning experience through online platforms. They don't want to leave their homes as compared to their physical classrooms. Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's a false study, obviously. And it's, you're just making stuff up to support your point. It's not believable at all. Technology has given freedom, the freedom to choose, That's a collocation that always goes together, not to be interrupted by students. It's given the freedom of choice to students on what to learn, how to learn, and where to learn. repetitive, about what, how, and where to learn. Much more readable. Therefore, traditional teaching methodologies are likely to fade away in the next 30 years. In your paragraph, you said they weren't. In your introduction, you said they weren't in certain sectors, but now you say they are. Consistent voice throughout. On the other hand, saw it coming. Some engineering and technology programs require, like just those two. How are they going to teach, art online? How are they going to teach? Anyway, require interactive learning. See, interactive learning sounds like computer learning. Okay, but no, that's not what you mean. You mean face-to-face, in person. Students ought to have hands-on experience for better learning and understanding. Ought to? Now you're casting judgment on it. Moreover, no, I didn't even have to look. Moreover was definitely going to be used wrong, incorrectly. Moreover, students learn better when they use some tools themselves as compared to online video tutorials. We do our classes live online. We don't record them as videos. During the recent ongoing pandemic, shifted to a stance which was collectively, really, student communities as a collection, as a group, all of them collectively opposed. No, individually opposed, or opposed would be fine, by student communities all around the globe, stating that online classes were ineffective. Where's your opinion here? You need to tie it in. To conclude, although technological advances have brought radical change to the education system, giving the freedom of variety of resources to the students, traditional education will still exist after 2050, as all educational programs cannot be completed using online resources due to the requirement of interactive hands-on learning. Your conclusion is all one sentence, and it doesn't really summarize. In fact, I think some of those phrases are longer. Like many students, you suffer from wanting to show off vocabulary at the cost of coherence. You obviously you should learn more about the different types of questions so that you know what's being called for in each one. You shouldn't use on the one hand and on the other hand in opinion essays, as I said already. So you want to do that, and don't try to impress people with your words. Just say what you want to say as succinctly and effectively and precisely as you want to, and that's all you've got to do.